I'm Anna Livermore of V.Mora, where passion comes first. And this is Fashion Q&A, where you, the designer, get to ask me whatever you want. Today's question comes from Erica Newmeyer. She's a designer here in Chicago. I love her. Thanks, Erica. So her question is, how can you design to cut costs? What is worth keeping and what isn't? Great question. I always say, keep it simple, do it right. When you think about when you're shopping yourself and you go into a store and they have 1,000 things on the wall from here to there and this color and that and jackets and purses, and I get overwhelmed and I leave. But if I go into a store that just does leather bags and they do those bags so nice, I will always go to that store for leather bags. Then later when they introduce leather pants, cool. When they introduce leather jackets, great. So you can always introduce more later, but in the beginning, when it comes to budgeting and saving money, keep it simple, do it right. The second saying here is go narrow and deep. And what that means is having fewer styles and more colorways. Having more colorways will make your collection seem bigger, but not necessarily add to the cost of more patterns, more samples. So that's another key element to do to save budgeting. Some other things that you can think about are printed fabrics, like what I'm wearing here. It can be costly to have a print developed. You're looking at a minimum of at least 300 yards if you're lucky. Most of the time it's more like 1,000. So as a new designer, it's difficult to have the money to come up with that 1,000-yard minimum or whatever it is. So avoiding prints and trying to stay creative with the solids definitely helps. Other things like screen prints, each individual screen print adds to your cost, to your bottom line, as well as more colors that you're adding. All of that adds up, adds up, adds up. So keeping it simple, doing it right. And then the obvious things like pleats, tucks, embroidery, hand beading, or any application to the fabric adds a lot of cost as well. Now this is where, if that is what your branding is, you hand sew beads on. Make sure that it's in your price, that you're costing your garment properly to afford having those applications done to the actual garment. And if that says everything about your branding, then go ahead and do it, but keep in mind, you've got to have that in your cost. The other way is you can cut costs by using what's available when it comes to buttons or dies or snaps. When you have to have something custom made, again, you're looking at a 2,000 piece minimum if you want to have a specific zipper pull or a specific button. Again, the minimums are rather high. Packaging, this is a great one too. You can save a lot of money on your packaging if you have a box that opens up and lavender puff sprays and is beautiful. If that's what your branding is, then you can do it. But if it doesn't have anything to do with your branding and your customer won't miss it, go ahead and do something simple and right. So simplifying without losing what's important to your branding is a big way that you can save money. So I hope that helped, Erica, and I also hope to see you soon. Come stop by the studio. And now it's time for Client of the Week. And this week we have chosen H&K Poppet. Looks like a bag, right? It's more than just a bag. Although this can be used as a pillow on the plane or on the beach. Super useful as a bag. But guess what's inside? It's actually a cardigan. How cute is this? So this is Pocket Poppet, and the back is actually super adorable too with all the pleats here. And they just got picked up by QVC, so we're super excited for them. And this is H&K Poppet. So if you're a designer and interested in starting your own clothing line, I've put together the Designer Launch Intensive program. a 12-part series to teach you everything you need to know about launching your own collection. So the link for that is below. And if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, or subscribe, and we'll see you next week.